Hi there, I'm Andy Hillier and today's guitar lesson is going to be on Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish from her new album. It's a nice easy song to play on the guitar. I'm going to teach you the whole song today. It's quite a lot to get through. Just before I do that, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, leave me some comments in the comment section including any songs you want to learn and where in the world you're from. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me and you want to print the tabs off for this, I'll put them on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. My guitar is in standard tuning, so there's a little 2-bar intro that goes like this. So for that, we're going to play our second finger on E3 nearest to the face, third finger on E3 nearest to the floor. So it's playing a G chord. And you play the E string, and then you're going to play the bottom 2 strings, a little down up, and then up, down, and then on this last up, you just take your fingers off the E3, so you got this. And then we're going to play part of a G7. So if you just put your first finger on E1, play from the D string down, so you've got the D, G, B and the E1. That's part of a G7 chord. So that first line, the intro goes. And then it starts with the verse of the song. Actually, I don't know if it's the verse or the chorus. So this first line, it repeats and it sounds like this. So for that, we've got a C chord, which is your first finger on B1, second finger on D2, and third finger on A3. And we're going to play the same rhythm through this whole line. So we play the root note, which is the lowest note of the chord. And then we're going to play the rest of the strings downwards and go down, up, down, up. And it's swung, so you got. So that's the first bar. The second bar is exactly the same. So we've got 2 bars of C. So you go. Then we go to an E7 chord, which is your first finger on G1, second finger on A2, and the same rhythm. So you play the E string, and then play the rest of the strings going down, up, down, up. So bar 5 will be. So I haven't written out the whole rhythm, I've just written each chord for each bar from bar 5 onwards. So 2 bars of that E7. Then it goes to A minor, which is your first finger B1, second finger D2, third finger G2. Play the A string and then the rest of the chord. And again, there's 2 bars of that. And then we get a D minor 7 in bar 9, which is your first finger across the E and the B strings at the first fret, second finger on G2, play the D string, then the rest of the chord, and then you've got a G7 chord, which is your first finger E1, second finger A2, third finger E3. So let's try the whole line, here it comes. And that line repeats, so it does that twice, and then it changes the feel a little bit for this. So it's got this little 2-bar before it goes into like what feels like the third verse. So it's a C chord, you play the root note, then the chords twice, so down, up, so it goes. And then move your third finger up to E3, then the chord twice, so it goes. And it does that twice, just a little 2-bar break in between the second sort of verse and the third verse, I suppose. And then it comes in what feels like the third verse. And it follows that same pattern. So the first two bars are the same. You've got Then it goes to that E7 that we played before. This time you're going to play the A string, the rest of the strings twice, then the E string, and then the chords twice with the down up. So it goes. So bars 15 and 16, same thing, you're just playing it. Then A minor, same idea, we're going to play the A string, the chord twice, the E string, and the chord twice. So you got. And then we've got an F minor chord, which your first finger is going to squeeze across the E, B, and the G strings at the first fret, and then probably your third finger or your fourth finger on D3. And you're going to play the D string, then the chord twice, down, up, and then it just does that 4 times. You go. So the whole line goes like this. And that line also repeats, and then it goes on to the next line, where I think she's singing something like "Don't Say It," and it does an E7 for a bar, or for 2 bars, sorry. Same idea. Then A minor for 1 bar, and then this next bit, bar 24, you play the A string. Then open D with G2 and B3, so it's like part of a D chord. And then you want to play E2, so it goes. Oh, it actually goes. And then plays the D chord, which is your second finger E2, first finger G2, and third finger B3 in bar 25. And it just holds on to that chord a bit. It's longer than 4 beats, so it just like holds on before she brings it back in with her. Bars 26. So let's just quickly play bars 24 and 25 they go. Then bar 26 go D minor 7, play the D string, the chord, D string, then the chord, then a G7 chord. So let's try the whole of that line. Here it goes. On to the next line. Same idea as we played before, slightly different chords. So we've got C chord for 2 bars, E7 for 2 bars, A minor, 2 bars, D minor, 7, and then a G7 chord. So bar 24, D minor 7, then bar 35, you play the E3, and then the G7 chord. And then there's a little bit that goes, the next line goes. Actually, let's just play this line all the way through once. So we've got. And then there's another 2 bars on the next line, which goes. Which is playing C chord, you play the A string, B1, G, move your finger up to E3, B1, G, back to the A3, B1, G, E3, then hit the open D, G and B strings before it goes on to like the sort of end section. So that line sounds like this. And then it goes into 6/8, so it's playing these chords. So you've got C, E7, A minor, and then an F chord, which we haven't played in this song. So I'm going to put the first finger on B1, second finger D2, third finger A3, little finger on D3. So a slightly easier way of playing an F chord. And then it goes to F minor, which is your first finger across the B and the G strings at the first fret, little finger on D3, third finger on A3. So it goes this. So you're just doing all downstrokes, 6 hits in each bar, because there's only 6 quavers per bar, because that's why it says 6/8 at the beginning. Okay, so C for a bar, E7 for a bar, A minor for a bar, then F for 3 hits, and then F minor for 3 hits. So it goes. And it repeats that to the end of the song. So there you have it, that's the whole song. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little guitar lesson. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, give me a like on the video, press the notifications, share the video, leave me some comments on the video as well. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know any songs you want me to do next. And if you love what I'm doing and you want to support me, you can support me on Patreon. And I'll put the tabs for this on there so you can print them out. Thanks for watching this. I've been Andy Hillier and I'll see you next time.